Howdy! Welcome to Rebuilding Hollers, come hell or high waters. My name is Stephanie Johnson, and I will be your host for the evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is our regular Friday night podcast. I'm really enjoying doing these. I think it's really great to give you all a Friday update. Like, what was Rebuilding Hollers doing all week? It's all fresh on my mind, so I'm able to go through and share everything with you. And I'm so thankful to be here telling you all the truth about what's really going on here in Western North Carolina, because we are definitely still in a hot mess and we need people to know what we are dealing with. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you to everyone watching us live on Facebook, X, YouTube, and our live audience on Kick. If anytime during the podcast you have any questions, just type in hashtag rebuilding and Russ will pop that up on the screen so that I can see your question and answer any questions that you have. I'm so thankful that you're with us tonight. I have an awesome guest for you tonight, but before we introduce him, I would like to give you a couple amazing updates for my projects. The big one, what I'm most excited about. I know, I'm so excited about all of them. But I'm so excited to announce that our friends at DT's Cafe in downtown Spruce Pine will be having their grand opening this coming Tuesday, August the 26th at 3 o'clock. I'm telling you, I've already been in there. I've already cried. I've already been excited and danced around. It is so beautiful. David and Trish and Taylor are so excited to invite us to their brand new cafe. It's in the exact same spot, but it's completely different. It feels incredible. It looks incredible. I'm so hungry. I've told them, I've lost 50 pounds. So I need y'all to open because I'm hungry. So Tuesday at 3 o'clock on August 26th, I want to see everybody in downtown Spruce Pine to support and cheer and just be so happy for our friends that are finally reopened. And, they are a huge anchor to downtown Spruce Pine. And I have been so thankful to stand beside them as they rebuild. But I knew the moment they decided they were brave enough to do it, that we had to stand beside them. And once they said they were rebuilding, everyone else on that street committed to rebuilding. So we want to show up and show out for them. I've got my hoodie. I can't wait to put my hoodie on and wear that on Tuesday. So I look forward to seeing you there. Quick update on project number 3. It is still coming right along with the block foundation. We are so excited about that one. Project number 8 had a great week this week. They've got some great materials. I have a big update for you about them a little later in the podcast. But project number 8's got their porch done. They have started with their framing their walls, and they'll be standing those up probably early next week. So we're real excited about project number 8. Project number 9 killed it this week. We are completely framed. The lower level in the basement area is completely framed. The upper level has all the exterior and interior walls up. Sheathing will go on tomorrow, and then they're going to be setting those roof trusses next week. So incredible things happening on project number 9. I'm so excited. He actually wanted to be here with us tonight. But he said, Steph, I'm just exhausted. I said, yeah, I know, friend. You've been building all week. So we're going to give number 9 some grace, and we have an incredible guest tonight. Project number 12 is also making fantastic progress. They're moving forward with their poured concrete foundation because that is going to be a barndominium. So I'm super excited for our first barndominium going up. We cannot wait about that. And, of course, project number 14 is done. And their ribbon cutting is on Tuesday. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. Our project 34 has made an amazing project this week. That's the home that had their whole foundation wall blown out during the storm. So we got all that debris, all the block that was just in huge chunks. We got all that busted up. That is taken out of there. Their materials are on site. They're going to be demoing their chimney next week. So when the flood hit the house and took out the foundation, it buckled the house a little bit. And so now there's a loft that is kind of hung up on the chimney. So to get that house leveled back up and set right on its foundation, we've got to take that chimney down. So the new tin for the roof to cover the hole from the chimney is going to be here next week. And so we're taking chimneys down next week. So I'm excited about that. Project number 77 is coming along. So, that is a newer project. It's not that it's new, it's been on our list, but he's finally ready. So he is in downtown Spruce Pine, and the cleanup is almost done. All of the first photos I posted of that, you can see it was very much like it had been mucked out a week after the storm, and then just the doors were shut. So there's been crews in there working. They've got the sheetrock cut level. They're getting ready for that. The electricians are coming out next week to kind of get the electrical kind of lined up, because see, they do not have to replace the electrical lines. They just have to replace the receptacles. So all that's going to be happening, but we want to make sure everything like that is done before we start hanging sheetrock. Because my sheetrock crew is ready to get in there and knock that out. So we've got sheetrock and insulation going in there. When I was there yesterday, they were working on the header at the doors. So we're real excited about that. What's going to go into Project 77 is so exciting. Like, I cannot wait to get that one done and open, because that is going to be an incredible addition to downtown Spruce Pine. I won't announce it because it's not my place, but I'm most excited about it, and that should be enough. So I'm so excited. Project 78 has been a little bit of a standstill. They are still waiting on their roof to get completed by another organization, and we're hoping to have that done next week. So once that roof is done, then we'll be able to get in there with their sheetrock and their subfloor and a lot of things that have to go there. But, we just can't start putting in sheetrock if we don't have a roof on. Because if a storm could come, anything like that could happen, and that could cause issues. So we're just at a little tiny standstill, but hopefully next week we'll be back on the road. So Project 118, y'all know that's my guy. It is going fantastic. So, we got the demo done, and then this week we have been able to get the septic done. We got our building permits. Everything is moving. Everything is moving forward. I'm so excited. I was a little nervous about this one with the septic, because there's some different things going on with septic here. If septic's in a floodway, can you put it in? Just different things that we have to work out with the county, because we want everything to be right. We want everything to be permitted. We want any home that we build to be exactly right for our community member, for our neighbors, and permitted properly through the county. So we got our septic located. Found out what was going on with it, got approval for the repair, so that will be done tomorrow, and then our septic is done there, so I'm crazy excited about that. And we start digging the foundation next week, so the foundation will be done next week. Hopefully our block will be done next week, and that's going to be great. So once that foundation is done, then we're ready. The high school, school went back to school this week, so they were working a little bit on the house. Chuck Edwards stopped by this week and checked in on the kids, and Jeremy, y'all got to meet him last week, so that was pretty cool. So everything is moving forward with Project 118. The house is almost ready to leave the high school and head to the site, and the site is almost ready for the house. So we're real excited about all of that. It's going to plug right in. And my last update for tonight, not that it's the last of them, because I have hundreds and hundreds of projects, but these are the big ones that we have really revolving around. I spend a lot of time on during the week, is Project 135. They are doing amazing. Their sheetrock is done. They're expecting their cabinets to be delivered next week. They ordered their trim package today. That will be picked up tomorrow. So to know that they are ready for their trim, that's big. That means floors are in, sheetrock is in, their HVAC is in. There's so much in, so much good things. That family is almost ready to go home on Project 135, and I'm so excited about it. So a couple updates about what I did this week. This week was crazy. So Tuesday, I got to spend the day with my friend Courtney from Spectrum News. It's so important to me for people to continue to see our area, see what's going on here. Because if you don't see it, if you just ride down 19, you don't see what's going on. But when you get back into the Hollers, when you go back into Pensacola, when you go down 19W, you really see what's going on. And of course, that's where a lot of my projects are. So Courtney and Kirk got in the tank and drove with me. They spent the entire day with me touring all my projects, visiting all of our neighbors, and seeing what's going on. And I'm so thankful for that. So, huge special thank you to Spectrum News. Y'all be looking for that. That will be coming out soon. We also are going to do a new special feature podcast. So you're going to see some of those next week. Next week, I'm going to have on Patriot Relief with Lee Brown. She is fantastic. She is working with the Renew NC organization, and that is some federal funding that is coming in to give our neighbors that have total loss or partial loss or just need some repairs or need reimbursement from repairs. That is a HUD-based program that is like a grant, so you do not have to pay it back in most situations. But she is going to come on and tell us about that program, because although it is new and it is a government program, I really need folks to, you may qualify for this. We want you to apply. We want you to be able to get the money and the resources that you need. Y'all know I'm teeny tiny and I'm doing my best, but the need is so big. So any programs that we can get you signed up for that we believe in, I'm going to make sure you know about those. So next week on my birthday, Thursday, August the 28th, Lee will be with us. We will do a special feature podcast so that y'all can see and hear a little bit more about North Carolina's Renew program. I'm real excited about that. Next Tuesday, Pisgah Legal will be joining us with Max. I really like Max. He's an incredible lawyer that is working locally with families that have received devastation and maybe have been denied FEMA insurance or their house insurance. All of the things that folks are battling, they are winning, y'all. So I want you to consider, if you have applications in at FEMA or claims in on your insurance and you're being denied, I want you to call Pisgah Legal pretty please, because they are fighting and they are winning. They have reversed some serious denials with FEMA lately. They've gotten homeowners over $40,000. I was just talking to him last night and he's like, yeah, we just got $45,000 yesterday. So this is a big deal. And that means that we know FEMA's failing us. We know they're not sending the money they need. But now you can have a legal team on your side that will keep fighting for you. They're fighting FEMA. They're fighting the insurance companies. And they're getting the money that you need so that we can keep getting your homes back together. And I need you to do that too, because again, I'm so tiny. We are raising all of our money fundraising, and I just don't have enough to help everybody. And so if I can help you get the money that you need to get your home back together, then I'll be so glad to do that. And my friend Max at Pisgah Legal is doing a great job. So tune in next week to see that special feature where you can meet him and learn a little bit more about that program, because that is very exciting. And the final organization, now they will not be doing a special feature podcast, but I want to tell you a little bit about Hope for NC and my friend Miss Sheila. They are an emotional support organization through the state of North Carolina. It is not a reporting organization. When they talk to people, they don't give their names, they don't give phone numbers. It's just an emotional support relationship that is really helpful. Like, she'll call me and say, Steph, are you okay? And I'm like, no. And so she, because at every stage of this, no matter who or what you are, even if you didn't lose your home, you went through the storm, you've lived the trauma, and this is just hard. And so we have an incredible organization for emotional support through Hope for NC, and they will also be here. We're going to have a full-blown, I forgot to explain it. The reason I'm telling you about these three organizations is they will be here at Rebuilding Hollers on Thursday, September the 4th. And that way y'all can stop by, you can meet with the legal team, meet with the team members at Patriot Relief and Renew NC, and meet with my friend Miss Sheila and her associates with Hope for NC. So we've got emotional support, we've got legal support, and we've got hopefully financial support coming in through that HUD program. So I'm really excited about all that. We're going to have them here in the office at the Hollers on September the 4th. So put that on your calendar to come by. They said they'll bring donuts, and I love donuts. So there certainly won't be any birthday cake left, because y'all know I will be eating all that. So on to our projects. Today we have 548 projects. We have met the needs of 90 projects. So we have 90 projects done. Of course, that was 89 until Project 14 said, I got a message today, Stephanie, we got our certificate of occupancy. I get so emotional, but it's just so crazy intense, and I'm so proud. I just get so excited. So 90 projects whose needs are met, they're complete, and that is incredible. But the need is never done. We still have so many projects to go. So please consider going on our website, rebuildinghollers.com or .org, where you can buy merchandise. Don't forget about that Jeep. We've got that beautiful 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara. It is beautiful. It's got a hard top, but you could take that hard top off, and then you've got like that beautiful, what is that, bikini body or something? I don't know what the Jeepers call it, but it's incredible. We will be pulling the drawing on this September the 27th. So there's still plenty of time to get your ticket. You can buy that online at our store, or you can come by the Hollers and purchase your raffle ticket here. We will be so thankful. This Jeep has been sponsored by a local business, and so all of the proceeds from this Jeep are going to purchase building materials and help us pay local contractors to keep getting our neighbors home. And we're so thankful for your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I get lost for a minute when we hop off screen. So one more time, Tuesday, 3 o'clock, DT's on Lower Street in downtown Spruce Pine. Please meet me there. We got to be there. I'm so excited about that. So without further ado, I am so excited to introduce you to my guest of the evening. This is Mr. Hollis Downs. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for inviting me.
I'm so glad you're here. Mr. Hollis is on the board with the Mount Mitchell Community Fund, and they have been an incredible sponsor of ours. And we actually got to visit a little bit this morning because Mr. Hollis and his team, they have sponsored before. You've sponsored us before. Right. But then a couple weeks ago, they stopped by and they said, Steph, we've raised some more money and we would like to know what can we do to help? And y'all know we've kind of evolving into specific projects. So I started telling about project number 8. Remember I said I had a special project update. So project number 8 today, Mount Mitchell Community Fund, you're the first to know, donated $25,000 to project number 8. That's so incredible. We're so excited about that. Every penny of that is going to be spent on building materials, and that is going to really complete the framing package for project number 8. So thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for all you're doing.
We're really having it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely.
Now you get to stop in often and check on us, and you kind of see us in the action sometimes. And I always feel bad sometimes because when people come in, some days are crazy. Some days are nice and calm, but some days are crazy in the office. So I know you've seen it all.
This is a high energy location.
It is definitely high energy. It is definitely crazy how we're going on. So tell us a little bit about Mount Mitchell Community Fund, because I did not know about the Mount Mitchell Community Fund before I had met y'all months ago. I mean, it's been a couple months, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I suppose about 5 or 6 years ago, my good friend and resident out at Mount Mitchell Adopted Community, Dick Adams, called together Don Wish, whose home we were at today, yes, and myself, and said, you know, I've got something on my heart. And he mentioned some other organizations that were doing a good job of supporting this area. And we just talked and shared about the fact that we've all been so fortunate and blessed to be able to come here a part of the year, escape the heat back home or whatever the case might be, right, enjoy the beauty, the mountains, the surrounding, the rivers, the rafting, the golf, and blessed by that. And he just thought that it was on his heart that we needed to be a blessing as well, and yes, to give back to the community that was so important to us here and sharing. And so, and he particularly was concerned about food insecurity, because as wonderful and beautiful as this place is, there are a lot of youngsters, children and youngsters that are at risk in terms of for meals, particularly on weekends and holidays and things, when they're not at school where there's a system for that.
Right.
And so we set out initially to try to address those kinds of issues.
Yes.
But along about that same time, something called COVID came by, as you know,
Right.
and among other things, the printing presses kicked off pretty good up
Right.
in Washington. There was a lot of money flowing, if you will,
Right.
to the school systems, and exclusively for food.
Mhm.
Couldn't be used for anything else. So there really wasn't, for a while there, a big need there at the schools for that, because the kids were being fed through the school system there,
Right.
through the funds that they had. And so, but they shared with us that one of the issues was the fact that a lot of the kids, when you got into the winter season, just really struggled to have the kind of clothing they needed to be warm during what can be some pretty cold times.
That's right.
And so we shifted gears. The schools were interested in setting up like a little closet area in each school that would have supplies, whether they were coats or shoes and boots or things,
Right.
and that the youngsters, when they needed something,
Right.
They could go in there and kind of shop for themselves and get it, not make a big public to-do about it.
Right.
And so we began to address that, and we created something called Coats for Kids, and so we funded and provided those to really all the schools in Yancey County. Each one of them had a room for that.
I love that.
And so that was a big part of what we were doing early on. But we also remained concerned about the food area, and we began to learn that while the schools had plenty of money for the school days, when those same kids, a goodly number of them, as many as 600 or 800 of them, every weekend when they leave school, they're at risk for not having many, if any, meals on the weekend before they get back to school on Monday. And we've learned that an organization called Yancy County Feed a Child was addressing that issue on the weekends and in the summer months, holidays. And so we got involved with Robert White and his family in that area and began to work with them. And
I love you.
So we've been funding that now for the last several years. And just today we approved another gift for Robert and them. As you know, they are trying to, at the same time, move into a new building, get it finished, taken care of, and feed children.
Right.
So we've helped them earlier this year, and we helped them again today.
I love that.
And they're doing a great job.
They're doing a fantastic job.
In fact, Robert said that over the summer now, they've been feeding as many as 1,000 children a week.
Wow.
And when we get back with school back in, it'll be 600 or 700 every week on the weekends. And so we've remained committed to that part as well.
So that's a big deal. So here's the QR code for Mount Mitchell Community Fund that is helping fund our friends at Yancey Feed a Child, which personally Stephanie Johnson is a huge fan of. I love going to their events with my friend Patty Nygaard. That's a great big event. In the auction they put in at Christmas time.
Right,
so I didn't realize though they were feeding that many children weekly throughout the summer.
They are.
And on the weekends. I mean, that's incredible. So we definitely
Robert shared those numbers with me as recently as today.
Wow, that's powerful. So we definitely want to support that organization as well, because they've been here long term. You have been here long term. I'm brand new. I'm still a baby, but you've been here a long time. And so for my friends that are not in Yancey or Mitchell County, that are not familiar with Mount Mitchell, the Mount Mitchell golf community is where your organization, that's your all your friends, you all golf friends probably.
That's right.
Yeah. Because when I pulled up today, everybody's on golf carts.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Right.
So what is even more inspiring about your organization standing with us? This is not your primary home.
No, that's right.
You're here. When do you usually come in?
Well, most of us are seasonal. There's about 25% of the people live year round.
Yeah.
The rest of us, with Kathy and I, for an example, it's about 6 and 6. We live and raised our family in North Louisiana, and it's a wonderful place to be from about October through May.
Right.
Gets a little toasty there. In the
I
summer.
would say it gets hot. Is it the skeeters that run you off?
No, just the heat. We can handle the mosquitoes.
You can handle them.
We just use them for transportation.
That's awesome.
But we come out in May usually and stay through the fall.
So they don't even live here full time, part time, which is still half the time. Half the year, they're residents of Yancey County at the Mount Mitchell community, in the Mount Mitchell community. This community was actually destroyed during the storm. Were y'all home? Were you here?
Oh, we were here, yes, and we and all of our neighbors in our HOA on the Big Ridge Road, Big Ridge Court side of the mountain. Yeah, we were trapped for about 6 days. And we had to cut our way out.
Right.
I mean, we were cut off from the world. They didn't know we were there, and
Right.
we didn't know what had happened to the rest of you here.
Right.
We had nothing.
Yeah,
No-
because
Yeah.
80 in certain sections,
Yeah.
you couldn't even get down 80, but a couple miles.
Well, we didn't even know about 80. We were on the mountain. The road was blocked from landslides, our road. We had no power. We had no water. We had no internet. We had no phones. No, nothing. And until we could finally cut our way out till we could get outside.
Right.
We didn't even know what Helene had done to the rest of the world. Yeah.
And you're being from Louisiana, you're probably kind of like, wait a minute. Well, I'm used to this coming.
Yeah, we're pretty familiar with ladies named Katrina and,
Yes.
and Rita and Audrey and things of that nature.
Right.
We've had our share of those.
Yeah.
But
You never expected that
wasn't
to come
really
here.
expecting Helene to come visit with us and share. And where we were actually, you may recall, Busick
Mhm.
recorded the most rain in the whole storm.
30.5 inches.
And we got the same amount on our deck up there in Big Ridge Court. And we actually got 15 of those inches before
The
ever
storm.
came ashore
Exactly.
in Florida, and we got the other 15. And well, you know what it did? It all hit the top of Mount Mitchell. It either went to the Cane or it went to the South Toe.
That's right.
And so,
And you're on the Cane side.
no, we're on the South Toe.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
South Coast
Pensacola
side. Yes,
is
I
the
knew that. Yeah,
Right.
sorry.
Exactly.
My brain tapped out there for a minute. So Mount Mitchell Golf is the next stop. Once you going up 80, the next stop is the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Correct.
I mean, they are on the, but really kind of like the backside of Mount Mitchell, if you will.
Well, yeah. In fact, at our home, I mean, we're not 5 minutes off the Parkway. So, exactly.
So that is where, I mean, that's where that storm got there and just got stuck.
Right.
And just
Right.
did all the
Of course,
damage.
you know what it did to the Parkway, so
Yes.
we can't use that now.
No.
It's all out.
It's all out.
Right.
I do know that they are working on it.
They are working on it. Yes, they are.
So we do
Right.
hope that that opens back up because we are rural, remote mountains.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure that's what you love about coming here is that it's
Of course.
it's nature.
Yeah. We love watching the sun set over Mount Mitchell every night right off of our deck. It's pretty special. It really is. Yeah, pretty special.
I would say. And so the hardest part, I think, for Mount Mitchell, and one I worry about often, and a lot of other people do too, is the Mount Mitchell Golf Course, which has been in operation since the 70s.
Correct.
And was pretty world renowned. A lot of NASCAR drivers used to come.
That's right. And all the coaches and players.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were a really good golfer, you really loved to come to Mount Mitchell. It was ranked in the top 10 every year for best public golf courses in North Carolina. And it was a great course.
Because you were surrounded by mountains.
Right.
The South Toe River goes through it.
Right.
And then it
That's
is.
our blessing and our curse.
Yes. Yes, it was. Because for the last 40, 50 years, it's gorgeous.
Right.
But unfortunately, it destroyed the golf course.
Right.
And so we know the front nine is bad.
No.
It's fixable.
Well, it's all fixable,
Yes.
but nothing's fixed right now.
Right. So right now the golf course is closed and on the market for sale.
I think
That's what we've been told. I'm not 100% sure. We didn't even talking about this, but I just thought I would give people kind of a background. But the back nine is annihilated.
quite a bit of devastation.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. And so that's been hard. That's been hard for this golf community because, you come to the mountains, you've been here 27 years, you've been doing this 27 years. So he's part of us. I mean, he's here half of the year. You don't spend the winter with us, but I mean, it's a hard winter up there, I would say. There's a lot of snow up there, so that's okay.
It can be, right. Yeah.
And to know that one of the things that they love more than anything, their golf course is absolutely destroyed.
Right.
It's not just their golf course; it's a public golf course, so anyone can.
So
come.
important to Yancey
Yes.
County and the whole area.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that a couple of times. So economically, there's three main three main communities that really bring in tax revenue for our county.
Right.
And Mount Mitchell Golf is one of them.
Absolutely.
Because we are able, a lot of people here have big farms or have, 5, 10, 20 acres in their one house. But back there, you've got, half acre to an acre home sites. So it's more homes in a general area. And so it has been devastating.
And a lot of we were fortunate on our side of the mountain. We had major infrastructure damage. We had two big landslides, and it took out all of our roads and things. That's what trapped us. But our homes, we were fortunate, were not, none of them on our side were damaged.
That's
Now,
awesome.
on the other side with some of our friends, many of those homes washed away. They aren't there anymore.
Right.
So,
Right
we
along
had-
the river.
yeah, so we had plenty of devastation.
Yes.
Just in our HOA, we have $750,000 to $1 million worth of damage that we're working on right now with it. So others had more, but anyway.
But you're getting there.
We're getting there.
And the
That's right.
reason I wanted to touch base on that is because you've experienced it. You lived through it just like we did. It's not your full-time residence, but you're here half
Right.
the time. And you're still doing whatever you can do to continue
Right.
helping your neighbors.
Right.
I think that's incredible.
Well, we got a great group.
Yeah,
Really, great
You
group.
really do.
And besides, I've mentioned to you Dick and Don that also today you met Cheryl Marinelli,
Yes.
and who's on our board.
Yes.
You
She's so kind.
probably know Heather Silvers. Heather's on our board. Heather works at the Carriage House and the new Ray Inn.
Yes.
Great
I think
lady.
I met her.
So,
Yes.
Yeah, she's on our board
That's awesome.
and does a great job. And then Hal was on the phone today.
Yes. Down in Florida. He said it was 100 degrees down there. I said it's 70 here.
So we got some great folks there, right?
And that's so beautiful and so powerful to show how even no matter the organization, no matter even that your original formation was to help our children of Yancey County, you're still continuing that mission even through the storm.
Well, in fact, I'll share with you that one of our dear friends out there, Lee Coons, reached out to me and to the board after the storm and said, remember, back it up, our mission was about the children and youth of Yancey County.
Right.
Primarily food, insecurity, clothing, that type of thing. Lee reached out and said, what are y'all doing about Helene? Right. And he said, are you doing anything or so? And I said, well, we're considering that right now. It's not part of our mission, but we realize the circumstances and we're considering how to respond. He said, well, I really think you need to, and I promise you, if you'll do it, I'll help you. And so we shifted gears, if you will, and became, by our standards, quite involved with it, sharing with our local people, but then going home and sharing with our churches and other areas. And so I can tell you that to date, since Helene hit, Mount Mitchell Community Fund has now raised and shared with organizations like yours in the community over $150,000, and they're with it. And so
I'm so proud of y'all.
And so we've been very fortunate to do that. Our people have responded.
Yes. And you're going on. Like when you go back to where you're from and you share with everybody, they know the impact. They understand what we're dealing with here because you experienced it too.
Kathy and I and Walton Barbara Tequila and one other fellow, Dr. Sam Robinson, who lives in another community down around Treon. So we all go to the same church, and then our two daughters go to the same church in Shreveport. And so I'm really pleased to tell you that between our church and our daughters' churches, when we reached out and shared the story with them, they stepped up with almost, between the two of them, about $50,000 or so. And then another group of our friends there in our town who attend another church and have a real passion for people came to me, and one thing led to another, and they ended up helping raise almost $10,000 for the Christmas Elves ministry here, because storm or no storm, Christmas comes around.
Yeah, it did.
And
It
little
did.
kids like to see things under the
Yes,
Christmas
yes.
tree. So,
And it was
we
so
were able to respond to that.
I
too.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. This is so credible what you're doing. And you have officially become our second largest, biggest donor as well. And we're so thankful for that because
That's great.
it has helped us so much, whether a donation is specific to a project or if we can use it for 20 little projects, it helps so much.
And I'll just share with you one other story there because Parkside Baptist Church, and I apologize now, I forget exactly where they're located, but over around Charlotte or Raleigh, over in that area, they reached out, or we were, a friend of ours who lives in the community out there and is connected to them, knew that they had a heart for helping. And so they came to us and they initially shared $25,000 with us, and we used that as effectively as we could.
Yes.
And later we heard that they reached back out through night to say that, we would consider doing something else. We'd like, a report on what you did with our first gift and what you would do if we shared more.
Yeah.
And so fast forward to say that they responded favorably to our report and provided us with another $25,000. And with that, I'll tell you that just today, you're familiar with a group called the Pillars.
Well, they were on here last week.
Yeah. And so they're the team that was putting together, raising money to buy tools and equipment.
Yes.
For the.
So this is our Mountain Heritage Construction Technology Program. Y'all know they're building houses for us.
Yeah. Right.
So my project 118 is the first house getting ready to come out of the school in just a few weeks. And so, so you have an announcement for them.
Yeah. Today we approved from the Parkside Baptist gift $10,000 to buy more tools and equipment for their program that they have going there at the school.
I love that. Have you got to go by to see it yet?
Have not.
I'm going to take you. I'll take you. I will call you next week because I promised Jeremy that he needed this week to get the kids in and established, get all the the kinks worked out the first week back. But then next week it is on. So I will take you next week and you can see because this is incredible what they're doing there. It's like walking into the most incredible shop you've ever walked into in your life. Yeah. It's really amazing.
We're excited to be part of that.
Thank you for helping with that.
Oh, tickled too.
Thank you so
And
much.
one of our board member, William Morgan, that I introduced you to today.
Yes.
I'll put a plug in for him. He's running for mayor of Statesville, North Carolina.
All right,
William Morgan.
William Morgan is running for mayor of Statesville, North Carolina.
That's right.
Okay, I know people in Statesville.
Yeah.
We'll make
Anyway,
some calls.
so he's the one who introduced us to Pillars and the group raising money for those tools, and we were able to respond to that. Also, we learned that one of that the farmers were really devastated.
Yes, they are.
All out through Western North Carolina. William actually brought us some of that initial knowledge from Carolina Cavalry, who's been a big working supporter out here as well.
Yes.
There in that rebuilding. And so we began and had a heart for that as well. And so today we were able to, let me back up and say, I ended up and I learned and went and visited with the David Davis with the Ag Extension Service here. And we talked about that. And he told me of one project that they really needed to purchase a lime spreader that could work on the sides of the hills and mountains, because so much of the farmland around here is hilly.
Yes.
And two things, with the devastation of the soil like it is, applying lime to it is critical to get it back into the fertile state that it needs to be to produce.
Right.
Also, there's a new technology called char, and I forget the last term, but what it amounts to is it's about like charcoal, if you will.
Like ash.
Right. And so this same spreader would spread that, and there's a project going on. A gentleman somewhere in Yancey, Madison County invested a large amount, over $1 million, to build the facility that burns the wood to create the char, and then they treat it with nutrients.
And is that the one that does the nitrous or something? It puts
Well,
injects something into
they
it.
inject into
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah. And then when you spread that char ash onto the farmland, it helps hold the moisture, helps hold the soil, and introduces those nutrients and all that are needed back into the soil. This piece of equipment will spread both the lime and the char. And today we approved purchasing that piece of equipment for the Yancey County Extension Service. In fact, I didn't get to talk today, but I called and left him a message that we had approved and that we will purchase that piece of equipment.
That's incredible. Y'all are doing,
Right.
You're helping homeowners, you're helping small businesses, you're helping the high school kids, you're helping the farmers. I mean, you are just loving the fire out of Yancey County.
And one last, we also approved Carolina Cavalry as well with a grant today for their support of the farmers out here and whatever they choose to do with it. But one of the things we know is that they are concerned about, committed to helping restore the bee population,
Right.
which was pretty well wrecked out here. So I think they'll probably use some of that money for that.
I love that. I love that. We have a lot of bee farmers here. Matter of fact, my project 425 is a bee farmer, and he brought me some tincture this week that was from his bees, that if you get a cut or you got something going on, you can put some of the tincture in on you, and that helps the healing. Bees are incredible. They are an incredible part of our ecosystem, and what they do is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
My daughter is deathly allergic to bees.
Yeah.
So she started eating honey, local honey.
Mm-hmm.
She got stung this year and had no reaction because she has, she's kind of like been obsessed with eating the honey, and it's like the honey has healed her from the reaction.
System, yeah.
Okay, we have a question from Miss Lisa. Tell Mr. Downs I haven't forgotten that he paid for a Japanese maple right before the storm. I still have the tree tagged and waiting for him through it all. So please go see Lisa. That's at Maples Nursery.
I know where that is. First of all, we checked on them and found out that they survived. So we were not happy about that.
Yes.
And Lisa, we will. We're waiting. We're getting close to having our restoration of our streets and that area done. And then this fall or even in the spring is when we're going to rebuild our garden area there and include that maple tree in it.
That'll be beautiful. So hold his maple for him. It's going to be a little while longer though. Thank you. I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, that is so cool. So what led you to help us? Like what made you how did you find out about rebuilding Hollers?
Well, I'd say two things. First of all, my wife Kathy discovered you first through Facebook.
Yes.
And she called.
Thank you, Miss Kathy.
she called me and said, you need to meet this lady. And you just struck, you struck on a chord with her. She understood. You knew what was going on. And
Did she start because this has been in phases. Did it start in the parking lot?
Oh, you were in the parking lot.
We were in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so she probably saw all the emotions in the parking lot, because in the parking lot,
she saw the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, that got ugly.
I think she even saw the helicopter invasion.
That was awful. That was awful. But we survived.
Yeah,
we survived. Right. That one was one of the things we have been through the last year has been pretty.
But then, so I don't know exactly how Don Wish discovered you. I think maybe I told him about you. I believe maybe I did. I know we had some discussions, but early on, Don, along with our dear friend and neighbor, Dennis Blake, were going out across the county, just finding people that needed money for food, needed some propane, needed to some way or another to have a roof over their head till we could start. And so sharing, and as we began to address those issues, and once Don discovered you and established a relationship, then it just made all the difference in the world, because you knew where the needs were, who the people were, who was trying to take advantage of you, who wasn't. And
Right.
so we've, when it came to the building and supporting for materials and houses, you became the go-to team. That was the way to do it, to know that money was going to be used wisely, efficiently, and so we've been working with you ever since then.
Well, we're so thankful. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for Miss Kathy, who has been following along since the beginning, because this has definitely been a journey. And without y'all helping us, we would never have been this far along. You have paid for roofs. You have paid for septics. You have paid for foundations. The donation that's coming is going to build an entire framing system, plus finish paying out for the poured concrete foundation. And that's a big deal. I mean, it is so incredible. I'm so thankful for you to believe in us and to come see us and to come check on our projects. Next week, we're going to get to go see project number 8.
Good.
I'm really excited about that. And I always want you to come. You know, if ever you're driving by, any of you're bored, if y'all are driving by, come in.
Well, I told you today, and I'll say it here on this show as well, and I've said it to Kathy, God has placed you here at this time just for an event such as this.
Yes.
You're making a real difference.
Thank you.
God bless
I
you.
believe that. It's very hard for so long. I kept thinking, surely the person that's supposed to do this is coming. The one that was trained, the one that knows what's going on. Somebody is coming to do this. And they just never showed up. And it became very clear, like, hello, you're already there. Let's just get with it. Quit goofing, you know.
I think you are the answer to here I am, Lord, send me.
Yeah. It was definitely unintentional. And even when I'm interviewing the news crew, I say, they say, tell me your name, tell me and spell your name and your position. And I say, I'm Stephanie Johnson, the accidental founder. Like, everything is accidental. This has all been so accidental, but it has mattered so much. It has definitely got my entire heart and soul, because it matters. We are making a difference, but we're making a difference because communities like yours that still receive devastation have figured out a way to raise money and keep helping us do this. And that's powerful. And anybody can do that. It just takes a little bit of, go get it. Like, let's figure out how to do this. How can we raise? Because every dollar helps. Every dollar.
There's so many people, churches, as much or more than anybody out there, that when these types of things occur, I mean, they very much want to help.
Yes.
They need to know where to help and how to do it smart. And once we discovered you and shared what was going on, that's a really easy sell.
Yeah.
Their hearts are warm. They want to do it. They've
Right.
got resources.
Right.
And we've helped them, direct them to a good place.
Yeah, I'm so thankful you did, because it is, as I learn about this, I'm a realtor. I am not, I am now a nonprofit, but before I didn't know about nonprofits. I didn't know about storms. I didn't know about storm chasers. There's so much that I've learned in the last year, and the churches have God sent them.
Okay.
God has sent everybody that we have needed every single step of the way. If it wasn't for God touching the heart of all of Americans, I don't know, we would still be so totally devastated.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about that in my mind, that we wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for God saying, go help them.
There are a number of different places, but when I think now of the go-to players, right in Yancey County, in Western North Carolina, but in Yancey County, I mean, the two that come to mind are making a huge difference: Rebuilding Hollers and Samaritan's Purse. That's a real difference.
Yes,
made.
yeah. I do love Samaritan's Purse. My friend Jackie there, she's incredible. We got a comment from our friend Cynthia. She said, I'm so proud of the work you have done by so many good people. Hollis is a leader in our community and in Louisiana, and I appreciate all he is doing to support Rebuilding Hollers. Thank you so much, Cynthia. That's Cynthia Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I should share with you that Cynthia and her dear husband, Larry, are great supporters of the community. And
Thank you, Cynthia.
And Larry was one of the founding board members of Mount Mitchell Community Fund.
That's incredible.
They were, their career was as ministers. And they built a number of churches, including the fabulous church in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area.
I love Fort Lauderdale.
Before they too got blessed with the ability to come here and play golf and enjoy.
That's incredible.
So wonderful people.
Yes.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Larry. And thank you to Mount Mitchell community, because even though in your devastation, you have went and said, we're still here.
Right.
We're not leaving.
Right.
We're not going anywhere. We're coming back. We're going to build. We're going to rebuild together.
Right.
That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. I'm honored that you stayed when so many have left, especially folks that maybe had a second home, maybe like, whoa, maybe want to be in a safer place, but you said, no, you love it here just like I do. Right. Your heart is here just like mine is.
Kathy and I introduced our grandson to our place out here when he was about 2 years old, and he developed a love for it. And eventually, when it came time to go to college, he came all the way out here and went to Western Carolina.
No way.
and then he decided to go to law school at Elon.
Oh.
And now he's living with us in our house while he gets his feet under him. And he is assistant district attorney for Seth Banks here in the Western Carolina.
That's right. I remember you telling me.
Our family is committed to this.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And we're so glad he's here. We love Seth Banks and the work that they do for this. It's more of a region. It's Yancey, Mitchell, Avery.
5 counties.
5 counties. So.
And Hollers works in all of them. One day here, there, around.
I love that. That is so he's named after you too?
Yes.
That's your baby. Is that your only grandson?
If you see somebody eating downtown one of these days and say, that kind of looks like, it probably is.
That's your baby. That's your grandson. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, see, so you're here. You're not going anywhere. What can we do to help you? So can, as far as anybody watching, what would be a great way to continue helping your organization? Because I love how you're spreading it out as well. Like I said, homes, schools, the farmers, right. You're spreading it out. What can we do and our followers do to help you?
Well, of course, ongoing, we'll get back into the fundraising business. This year, we did it a bit different, and we didn't do a major fundraiser in the community out here this year because of all the devastation and where we were. And so many of us weren't able to get back up here until later, either to get into our homes or, in our case, Kathy had knee surgery replacement, so we had to wait for those things. Yes. But we made the decision today that by next summer, we will be back in the fundraising business with a major effort in Burnsville. So we'll keep you informed about that. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. We've got your website up, so folks can visit the website, learn a little more. Right.
And we're going to try to do a better job with that website. We've been pretty guilty of hiding our candle.
You've been busy.
Well,
You've been busy. You've been busy.
But now that we've met Stephanie and she knows how to Facebook and podcast, we're going to tell the world our story.
I love it. It's a beautiful story. It's a powerful story. I'm so thankful to be a part of it because this is how we all work together.
And one other thing that we could do that would make a world of difference for all of us is and while we're doing everything else, just continue to pray that God sends someone to help us restore Mount Mitchell Golf Club. Yes. It'll mean a lot to our community, and it'll mean a lot to this community.
Yes, it will.
It's an important thing.
It will. And I've had a lot of conversations about that. Believe it or not, crazy story. Back when I was a commercial contractor working with my family in land development, we worked on a 1,500-acre community that had a public and a private golf course that we were building.
Yeah.
And so I've made calls to a couple of my friends in that industry saying, okay, we need to start thinking about, I need you to start considering some developers, how can we, what can we, because it has to be restored. Right. It has to be restored. It is a huge community built around it. Yeah. It was the top 10 for years and years and years. Right. We have to find the proper owner, developer for Mount Mitchell Golf Course.
The oldest golf course development company in the world, based in England. Fred Hawtrey's family owned that company, still do. And Fred Hawtrey came and designed in the 70s the only golf course he ever built in America.
Wow.
Fred Hawtrey has golf courses they play the Open on in Europe.
Wow.
He built this one here. It's
magical.
It's a wonderful layout.
It's just to
the
run
only
around.
golf course that sits in the shadow of Mount Mitchell.
Yes.
It's worth saving.
It is.
And it's at its height. They were playing 25,000 rounds a year out there. Okay, so we've been there before. We can get there.
We can do it. I'm going to stand with you. I want you to know my commitment, and I've said this plenty of times, my commitment is to our getting our families home, getting our small businesses back open. We have a long way to go with that. But then Patience Park is very important to me, and Mount Mitchell Golf is very important to me. And it is because it is a destination here in Yancey County.
Absolutely.
It is a destination, and we have to keep it going again. We know that we can make it incredible again. And we're going to need help to do that.
I don't think there's any doubt that for Burnsville, their best days are ahead of them.
I do.
They really are. And with the restoration of Mount Mitchell Golf Course in that area, we can be a part of those best days.
I agree. You've been with us a long time, and I'm so thankful for it. Is there anything else you would like to, any words of wisdom that you would like to share before we tap out tonight?
No, I don't really think so, other than just to say thank you to all who have supported us.
Okay.
If you'll continue to support us, we'll be good stewards of your funds and share them in the way that we've been doing.
Yes.
The same way we did with Parkside when they said, what have you done and what would you do if we gave you some more? And we told them, and they did and we did.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I've been so thankful. I'm thankful to see y'all come in. I'm thankful for your kind words and your inspiration. But mostly I'm thankful for our partnership because I know that together we can absolutely do anything.
No question.
All right. Well, my friends, I'm so thankful that you tuned in tonight to meet my incredible friend Hollis from the Mount Mitchell Community Fund. I think this is a great time to share with everybody how it's not just one organization that's doing everything. It's thousands of organizations from our own Hollers to all over the country. So thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget to go online and get your ticket for the Jeep. That is a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. We are so thankful to be raffling this off on our anniversary, September 27th, at the Burnsville Town Square at Old Timey Day. So that is going to be a very exciting event. Stay tuned. We're going to have a couple special featured podcasts coming up to keep you, more information, more things going on. So as always, thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for loving my community. I will see y'all at DT's on Tuesday at 3:00. See y'all later. The hardest part isn't the knowing. It isn't knowing everything that you have to do to get everything back right. The hardest part are the memories. Knowing exactly how it used to look before the storm. That's the hardest part.